Good morning and welcome to this week's very special press conference. Before we get started into today's topics, I want to make sure everyone is aware that today is the City of Erie's 171st birthday. Yes, on April 14th, 1851, Erie was born. My team and I are excited and fully committed to leading the City of Erie into a wonderful and growing future. Now today, we are also very excited to announce the recipients of the City of Erie's funding for community development initiatives and for technical assistance grants. Thanks to Chris Groner and Jennifer Hoffman in the Department of Economic and Community Development for all their work overseeing the distribution of this portion of the ARP funding. And thanks to Renee Lamus and her coordination and her support, as well as to the project review team for the countless volunteer hours that they have spent reviewing and scoring the proposals we received. Because of everyone's hard work today, we are able to announce the awarding of $3.5 million in grants to local organizations. Now, I want to introduce Chris Groner and Jen Hoffman to announce the $2.9 million in Community Development Initiative funding, grants and awards, and $600,000 in technical assistance grants. And Chris, I think you're going first.
Thank you, Mayor. It is exciting to be able to make these announcements today. And so in the first category, the Community Development Initiatives category, these were made available to nonprofits and community groups to apply for funding to assist with capital projects, youth programs, community assets, workforce development, public health outcomes, and other services for historically disadvantaged communities or those disproportionately impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The deadline to submit all applications and material was on Monday, February 28th. So after much deliberation, our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Project Review Team recommended 20 proposals for funding, which were passed by City Council at their March 16th meeting. The team scored projects based on community need, organizations' financial need, the impact to the community, diversity, equity, and inclusion, community support, their ability to leverage, the project outcomes, their sustainability, and equitable recovery from the COVID pandemic. We gave preference to organizations and initiatives that were located within qualified census tracts, experienced a loss in revenue due to COVID-19, and incurred increased costs due to COVID-19. They also had to serve city residents who were disproportionately impacted by COVID and serve city residents who have historically been disadvantaged. So to that end, the recommendations of the project review team included $1,559,146 for youth-related initiatives, $2,264,794 for 15 projects on the east side of the city, and $635,206 for 7 projects on the west side of the city. Now I'm going to give a real quick, brief overview of the projects that were selected. There's a lot here, so I'll be brief. The projects included a $675,000 grant for the construction of an athletic center and gymnasium project for the Eagles Nest, which will help to serve Erie's most at-risk youth. $306,000 for rehabilitation to SafeNet Neighborhood Partnership Center, which will help with the removal of asbestos and roof repairs. $225,000 for youth programs, including $125,000 for GED and workforce development, $65,000 for Marissa Thomas for literacy and financial literacy in K-8 programs, $65,000 for Carol Troop for after-school and safe place monitoring programs. $250,000 was awarded to the Equitable Bayfront Neighborhood Assistance Project. This is an initiative by our West Bayfront to hire a neighborhood assistance manager and a neighborhood outreach coordinator to ensure that all residents have access to programs and expertise to support their efforts to help them remain in their homes, as well as funding for emergency repairs and for tools and equipment and various other property maintenance projects. $250,000 for the Bodie Garden Initiative. This is for aeroponic and a grow system within the newly built EMTA expansion. Using Tower Gardens, Feed Erie will help with food desert issues, host a farmer's market, utilize the facility for mental health and education of children and adults, to build healthy habits, to highlight the need for sustainability and conservation, and to work with local students and veterans. A $150,000 grant was awarded to Erie Arts and Culture for Safer Routes to School mural project. This will support the creation of 10 murals, 2 at each of the 5 community schools, which is East, Edison, McKinley, Pifer Burley, and Strong Vincent. A $150,000 grant to the Bayfront NATO MLK Center for Family Matters Workforce Development Program. This is a 4-year initiative to improve occupational opportunities for up to 120 families in the city of Erie. $150,000 grant to the Booker T. Washington Center's Big Asset Program and the Baby Boomers Program to increase career awareness and opportunities for the economically disadvantaged and improve the ability for students to make positive decisions and forge a path forward for economic stability after high school, and provide intergenerational programs geared towards increasing interconnectivity between generations of the Erie residents and their social programs. $150,000 was awarded to Gredenzia to renovate the Detox Center with improved facilities, including bathroom and study areas, improving nursing stations, and a private entrance to the facility. A grant for $102,046 for the Youth Leadership Institute to expand the program, their support and leadership program for post-COVID recovery. $75,000 was awarded to the Sarah Reed Summer Youth Program at St. Anne's campus. That funding will cover the cost of playground renovations, equipment, supplies, and administrative expense. $65,000 to climate changers for renovations to the exterior of their building. The Total Change program provides services and transition services for incarcerated individuals to successfully re-enter society. A grant for $60,206 to the Christian Ministries of the Apostolic Faith Achievers Entrepreneurial Hub to cover costs for supplies, equipment, technology, and co-working space for low-income residents looking to start and grow their own businesses. A grant for $57,100 to Daft Mark Dance Theater to support 2 community outreach programs with free classes taught by professional local artists that serve economically distressed youth who are housing authority residents and St. Martin Center students. $55,000 grant was awarded to the Sisters of St. Joseph Neighborhood Network for their Genesis home buying program. This is to expand affordable housing units as well as add to City of Erie homeowners. The program provides below market rate affordable housing rentals to residents, along with education on savings, credit repair, home maintenance, and with a goal of graduating participants as first-time homebuyers within 3 years. All participants qualify as low to moderate income, many of whom have been disproportionately impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The Sisters of St. Joseph Neighborhood Network seeks to make home ownership accessible to all, revitalize the homes in the area through home acquisition and repairs, and bridge residents into long-term economic mobility. And a portion of that rent is escrowed and then later used as a down payment. $50,000 was awarded to the Erie Center for Arts and Technology, or ECAT, to help offset cost of programming that includes youth basketball camps, teen visual arts classes, and community events that are all targeted to youth in grades 7 through 12 who live in the 16503 and 16501 neighborhoods. $45,000 to the Child Development Center at Roosevelt to help with the development cost at the former Roosevelt Middle School by covering cost of fully furnishing 3 preschool classrooms, each of which welcome up to 20 young learners for books, learning materials, tables and chairs, toys, and PlayStations. $24,148 to the JFK Center for electrical upgrades at the Kids Cafe, janitorial services, and additional COVID cleaning supplies. $20,500 for the Multicultural Health Education Delivery Service to improve the understanding and ability of immigrants and refugees to work in the American healthcare system. And finally, $10,000 to the St. Stan's Roman Catholic Church to offset the cost to fix a boiler that was in great need of repair. So congratulations to all of the recipients. In the coming weeks, we will be working with you on preparing and signing grant agreements so that these projects can get underway. And I especially want to thank our project review team for all of their hard work and their belief in these programs. They dedicated a lot of time, a lot of hours to ensuring that this process was open and transparent and fair, and I can't thank that team enough. So at this point, I will turn it over to Jen Hoffman to announce the technical assistance grants portion. Jen?
Chris got the really long list this week, so mine is short, I promise. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Mayor, very much. Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm pleased to announce 3 technical assistance organizations that will provide services to Erie small businesses, organizations, and entrepreneurs. The $1 million Technical Assistance Grant Fund was designed to expand access to services that help small businesses, organizations, and entrepreneurs. We sought proposals from these organizations that have a proven track record of providing technical assistance in the areas of entrepreneurship, training, workforce development, capacity building, accounting, legal, financial, and other services to help businesses, entrepreneurs, and community organizations succeed. The deadline to submit all application materials and proposals was Friday, March 11th. Of the 18 applications that were submitted, we discovered that 14 of the applicants were applying for technical assistance as opposed to applying to provide technical assistance, and as such, it really solidified the need for these services in the Erie business community. In addition to completing the online application, candidates were asked to specifically indicate the amount of funding being requested, forward a complete proposal, budget, narrative for the use of the ARP funds, provide details regarding documented technical assistance being provided or had been provided to minority and women-owned businesses within the city of Erie, and show success metrics of past technical assistance programming. On April 1st, the project review team interviewed 4 applicants and scored the applications and then deliberated. The team scored projects based on community need, priority and impact, diversity, equity, and inclusion, program sustainability, proven track record, and the ability to influence equitable recovery from COVID-19. Preference was also given to organizations and service recipients that are located within a qualified census tract, serve city residents who are disproportionately impacted by COVID-19, and also serve city residents that have been historically disadvantaged. Of the 4 proposals considered, 1 project is still pending review. Without further ado, I'm happy to introduce 3 of the technical service providers receiving funding for their programs today. $40,000 for B&T Erie, LLC, owner Philip Thomas, to provide business consulting, financial advising, and services to low to moderate income entrepreneurs and minority, BIPOC, New American, and/or women-owned small businesses within the city of Erie. Next, we have $200,000 for Erie's Black Wall Street. Executive Director Kyra Taylor, to focus on the impact of COVID-19 on Black communities of Erie by conducting a needs assessment that is designed to collect relevant data from Black business owners, customers, clients, and residents, and to continue to expand financial literacy within Black communities of Erie, with a focus on entrepreneurship. Finally, for now, we have $360,000 for Paramount Pursuits, owners Marcos and Trish Digliotto, to build on the success of the current Thrive in Erie Business Incubator, a 12-month mentorship and educational program, and to expand access to other programs and services assisting minority and women-owned businesses in the city of Erie. Expansion includes adding a second Thrive in Erie cohort and these new to Erie programs, an introduction to entrepreneurship, Grow in Erie, small business technical assistance for business owners that are navigating the post-COVID landscape. Build in Erie, a construction industry cohort focusing on minority and women-owned construction companies. And finally, this funding will allow for an increase in the number of business owners and entrepreneurs enrolled in each of these programs. Congratulations and thank you to all of the applicants for this funding. The City of Erie small businesses are real winners here with all of this new programming that's going to come into play. Before I go, I want to remind the City of Erie small business owners that the final deadline for flagship ARP and restaurant entertainment industry relief grants is April 29th at 5 p.m. Close of business. If you have started an application but you have not completed it or have not submitted your supporting documents, if you have been thinking of applying but haven't started your application, the time is now. You can find the link on the front page of the city's website, or you can go to cityof.erie.pa.us/ARP for information and the green Apply Here button. All applications must be completed online, and supporting documents must be uploaded for consideration by 5 p.m. on April 29th. If you're having difficulty with any part of this application process, including translation and interpretation services, we are happy to provide you with some personalized assistance. Paramount Pursuits has agreed to assist entrepreneurs and business owners with the ARP application process. It is my pleasure to introduce Trish Digliotto to talk more about Paramount Pursuits and the assistance that they are providing, as well as launching of their next cohort. That's all for me today, thankfully for you, right? I'll turn it over to Trish. Trish?
Thank you so much, Jen. I appreciate the great introduction. Chris, thank you. And Mr. Mayor, thank you for having us here today. Many thanks to the panel who made these tough decisions on where money was going to be allocated for this. First thing I want to talk about is the ARP application assistance that Jen just mentioned. For those of you who need assistance in applying for the ARP, we want to make sure it's available. One of the things we learned during COVID is there's a lot of programs out there that people missed out on applying for because they felt the process was overwhelming, or perhaps they didn't know how to apply or didn't have the technology that they needed to apply. Kudos to the city for recognizing that that was a barrier for people to apply for funding and making sure that there's assistance to do so. The process for applying for assistance is pretty simple. You're going to fill out a quick form, and we could share the link for that. It's bit.ly/ERIE-ARP, and we're going to be in touch to schedule an appointment. We're going to do a one-on-one call with you to make sure that we could assist you in applying. For those new Americans who need help, we want to make sure that you're getting the help that you need as well. What that means is we're currently working on getting interpreter services so that you'll be able to have help in your primary language, in your first language. As Jen mentioned, the time to act is now. That deadline is coming up, April 29th at 5 p.m. Make sure that you go ahead to that website that I just gave you so that you can get help as soon as possible. We have several of our team members who are ready to help you, so I encourage you to act quickly so that you get access to this funding. The next thing I want to talk about is the Thrive in Erie program. As Jen mentioned, there's additional funding for this program, and we are really excited to open the application process for our third cohort. Our number one goal for the Thrive in Erie program is to ensure that there is equity and inclusion in entrepreneurship in the city of Erie. Anyone who wants to be an entrepreneur should be able to be so. And we're going to be there to meet you where you are and walk side by side through that entrepreneurial journey with you. What's included in the Thrive in Erie program? The program consists of educational seminars. It's really great. Each month we meet, you have a group, your cohort will be about 15 other business owners, and you meet together in a room, and it's amazing what happens when you get a room full of entrepreneurs together. You get to have peer-to-peer support, you get to learn from others' mistakes, you get to celebrate people's successes with them. In that seminar, we have different educational speakers that come in, everything from accounting to human resources, to marketing, to goal setting for your business, and we meet once a month for that program. You're going to get technical assistance. You're going to get a mentor that meets with you twice a month. In meeting with you twice a month, We are going to help you establish goals for your business and meet those goals. Mentoring is the cornerstone of this program, and here's why. 70% of mentored businesses survive more than 5 years. That is double the rate of non-mentored businesses. I can't stress enough how important this relationship is because we work with a variety of business owners in a variety of industries with a variety of different education levels. Our whole goal in the mentorship is we work on your goals for your business and help you remove any barriers that you have to entrepreneurship. The other thing we're going to do is help you with connections. Help you grow your business by meeting other people in your industry and other industry, help you make connections to sell your products or services. We're going to do networking events. As scary as that sounds for an entrepreneur, it's really valuable to help you grow your business. We're going to help you build a team. Our number one thing we want to make sure you're not doing is try to be an army of one. As an entrepreneur, that happens so often. You try to do everything on your own. We want to make sure you don't do that. You're going to have a team that helps you support you through this journey. If you were to apply for this program without help from the city, the cost would be about $10,000 for this 12-month program. Because the city made it a priority to help small businesses and ensure equity and inclusion in entrepreneurship, this program, if you qualify, is available to you at no charge, which is amazing. Who is this program for? New businesses looking to build a strong foundation and grow. You may have an idea and you're ready to get started. You just need someone to walk through that journey with you. It's perfect for you. Established businesses who are looking to gain knowledge and grow. We've worked with prior Thrive in Erie candidates that are now buying buildings and expanding their businesses. If that's something that's on your roadmap, please apply for this program. Entrepreneurs who are looking for a mentor. Entrepreneurship can be really lonely. Having a mentor makes sure that you're not going through this journey alone. Entrepreneurs looking to build relationships and collaborate with other entrepreneurs. Again, it takes away the loneliness. You get to meet other people who are going through the same journey as you are. What is the application process? We're accepting applications beginning today through May 13th. The program will launch in June, so once you apply, we review your application. We want to make sure that we have the right mentors for you in your journey, and we want to make sure that the commitment level is there and you're able to commit to the 12-month program. The link to apply is bit.ly/Thrive in Erie. Once you apply, we'll be in touch with you to let you know we've received your application, and then we will also be in touch with you for next steps for the program. If you have any questions about the programs that we offer, I encourage you to reach out. Our phone number is 814-679-3100. Our email address is erie@paramountpursuits.com. Once again, I thank the City of Erie, the mayor, his team, council members. Thank you guys so much for putting this as a priority, making sure that business owners have the help they need to get started and grow. There's so many amazing things happen in the City of Erie, and the fact that you guys are ensuring that there's a place at the table for entrepreneurs that are minority and women-owned is amazing. So thank you for making that a commitment.
Thank you very much, Trish, for your presentation, as well as Chris and Jen. Thank you very much. A lot of good information. It was very exciting just sitting there listening to all that. I really appreciate all the work that was done to put this day together. It's been an enormous process to manage, and it was a lot of work for a lot of my staff. Jen, Chris, and the team have been inundated with proposals, but they are committed to getting the funding out as quickly as possible, and I really love that. Thanks again to the incredible volunteers that we have on the project review team. We appreciate that team and the time they have invested in ensuring that this funding is getting into the hands of those who need it most for eligible projects and initiatives. Your decision has been huge. It's had a positive impact on the future of Erie. Thank you. And I want to thank everyone that's here in the audience today, too. Many of you are recipients of some of this money, which we really appreciate. I also appreciate you being here, because normally we're speaking to an empty auditorium. It's nice to have people out there to talk to, so thank you very much. One other thing I'd like to ask, could you give yourselves a big round of applause for what you're doing in Erie today? Thank you very much. Now, as Jen mentioned, she is working on compiling the second batch of flagship ARP and restaurant entertainment venue grants for review. The deadline for the final round of flagship ARP and restaurant entertainment venue grants is the close of business on Friday, April 29th. It's 2 weeks from tomorrow. So please be sure to complete your application and submit all the necessary documentation as soon as possible. The sooner you can do that, the better. The project review team is also in the process of reviewing applications and recommending proposals for the Small Business Loan Program. So if you started an application, be sure to complete it as soon as you can. You can also access additional information on the applications at cityof.erie.pa.us/ARP. If you need assistance, please reach out to Jen Hoffman at jhoffman@erie.pa.us. That concludes this week's press conference, and everyone who spoke is now available for interviews. I might add that for the press, some of the people in the audience here you may want to interview about what they're doing with the funding, that sort of thing. But please follow us on social media for the latest updates on everything going on and everything happening here in the City of Erie. All you have to do is search City of Erie, PA on all the major platforms. Thank you for watching, and most importantly today, please take some time to celebrate Erie's 171st birthday today. Thank you very much.